It was initially a fad of the pandemic. Homebound during the COVID outbreak, people made sourdough baking their new hobby. For most, it was just a new bit of fun, but for others, it grew into something delightful and unexpected. This morning, Jenna Wells takes us to Hooch MKE to find out what's baking.
Just like fresh sourdough, a Milwaukee baker is watching business rise.
I kind of joke to people that this is like my speakeasy bakery.
Casey Elliott runs Hooch MKE, an independent bakery in the Bayview neighborhood.
I've always loved the instant gratification of seeing what I can do with my own hands.
The idea started 3 years ago when Elliott was looking for a slice of home.
My sister made the best sourdough bread I've ever had, and she wouldn't tell me how to make it, so I was determined to make it myself. I'm from Mississippi, and it's a nostalgia thing. My sister's bread was something that she made during the holidays. It was special.
So with just flour and water, she got to work.
Once I made a starter and I kept it alive, she finally gave me the directions.
Making bread became a favorite hobby and soon turned into much more.
I quit drinking, and all of a sudden bartending just wasn't as much fun as it used to be. I was enjoying everything that I was doing in the kitchen way more than when I had to go to work. And so that was kind of when the light bulb went off, I can do this.
Elliott began giving stuff away to friends, family, and coworkers, then signed up for a few farmers and makers markets.
I do have a lot of people that found me at the farmers market, and they're still with me, and word of mouth travels.
And her style of baking quickly filled a void.
Everything I do is vegan. The vegan community really embraced me. I got invited to do the Milwaukee Vegan pop-up, and it just kind of took off from there.
Vegan bakeries are hard to come by in Wisconsin. She even sometimes delivers to Madison.
We have a lot of places that sell pastries, but trying to find a vegan pastry it's hard. And so I just started making my own.
In the last year, her Bayview basement has transformed with a large bread oven, cooler, and mixer.
Having a bakery is something I always kind of thought about, but I never dreamed I would actually do it. It was just kind of that thing that you toy around with.
Now it's reality.
And I have spent so much of my life building someone else's dream, and this is the opportunity to build my own.
Her full-time job, making different types of sourdough bread, pastries, even king cakes.
I'm not much of a decorator, but that's the beauty of the bread. It just kind of does its own thing. I don't have to make it look fancy. It just has to taste good.
As Hooch MKE grows, Elliott may need to move into a commercial space, especially as laws change for home businesses.
Now they are trying to put an income cap and kind of reduce where we can sell. And so it's really scary because this is taking off and this is very much work for me.
Thankfully, loyal customers and newfound attention are whipping up a bright future.
Right when I think, what are you doing? Right when I think, oh, here's another bump in the road, something wonderful happens that just really renews my spirit and makes me keep going.